Hello everyone. Storage problems, remember? Where I last left off, I told you that the purpose of the science was for God. So let me just restate what I just said. Basically, the church realized that during the Renaissance period, wait, we're created by God. And the earth is created by God. Therefore, we're in the same league as earth because we're both creations of God. Therefore, we can interact with it. That means we can also understand it. Yeah, we need to understand the work of God. We need to understand the world, which led to science. Long story short, although we have disputes, religion is actually a very good contributor of science. Yeah, science just takes that long. What actually, in my opinion, what I actually believe is like been blocking science is like politics and not to mention technology. While science was advancing, technology was not until people during the Renaissance period realized that technology was an actually useful thing and decided that they should invest in it, which led to the Renaissance happening in the first place. So, the equipment required for more advanced science progress was actually blocked off due to the lack of technology at the time, which then led to, which eventually just led to science overall not advancing. You know what I mean? Oh, not to mention a majority of the advanced science, races weren't really Christian. So, anyways, another thing is that let me continue with what I was talking about the story. The medical microbots were like just advancing in tech a lot. They also like aided humans who were actually interested in like building more advanced weapons, build more advanced weapons to the point where a few laws had to be made just to try to stop them. But yeah, how are you going to disarm a microbot with a plasma rifle? Hey. Or a plasma cauterizer as I called it. Although they're tiny, it's still quite painful. Huh? They even developed a method of like exterminating bugs using those weapons. In some cases, they would bomb ant colonies by like having a plasma bulb. Like you know what those things are? I don't know what they're called. I just call them a plasma bulb. But basically, they're like a glass container where they add chemicals in it and then just plasma just comes inside of them. This is my kingdom come. Okay, I'm trying not to laugh every time I say the word come. And then they go, here comes the sun, do 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 do, as the plasma container just falls on the ant hill and just vaporizes all the ants there. Yeah, so it's basically a welcome. There's a welcome to the universe is set in. This is going to be really crazy. Am I right? Now, also let me continue what I was talking about the fungus and stuff. Okay, fungus, yeah, they really are quite the bunch. They explode because they have spores, and they're just very useful in so many ways. Humanity depends on fungus because God made fungus just so it could be provided for us. 'Cause no fungus, no bread. No bread, no staple food for civilization. And staple food for civilization is gone, no civilization. No civilization, no advancement. No advancement, no science. No science, no technology. No technology, we screwed as soon as a plague hits. We screwed as soon as a plague hits, we very screwed. We screwed, we die. Yeah. That's basically how important bread is to a society. If just go watch Food Theory if you like don't believe me. Now, next are the parasites. Parasites and symbiotes are just really good. Now, thing is, symbiotes benefit and and like their hosts also benefit. Parasites benefit while the hosts don't. Mutuals, they no one benefit. One benefits, one does not, but does not get hurt. But at the same time, mutuals can also be they just do not they just stick together, but no one gets hurt, no one gets benefited. Next are the the protista and the proteins. They're another source of WTF moments for the scientific community. Because seriously, those slime mold are just single celled. You didn't know that? It's because you have tons of protein. They're stuffed to the brim with protein, and that's just how they live. It scrambles my understanding of conventional biology every time I think about it. Sometimes I even refuse to believe those things are actually real. Things I have not seen one for myself yet. And yet, how can a single-celled being be so intelligent? That before you argue it's not actual intelligence, it is. I know how it works, and yo, the hood kids are calling me. Okay, in case you're wondering, I'm homies with all the hood kids who live near the graveyard and play in it. They all armed with airsoft Glocks, so yeah, I would better not question to them. Airsoft guns are kinda painful though, given that they shoot pellets. I'm probably gonna end the video right here. Another thing is that now before I end it, I'm going to just end like what I was saying. Next are the synthetic biology. Edited by humans themselves, these things are really dominant around, although we do not notice it. Synthetic biology and genetic modification are different. Genetic modifications are changing, and oh my goodness, two chickens are mating. Sorry. Genetic modification is just the alteration of genes directly, while synthetic biology is exploitation of biological principles to get what you want. While genetic modification, bash the DNA so hard you get what you want. You get what I mean? Synthetic creatures, whether they be genetically modified or synthetic biology made, are like, how do I say this? Basically very common. When it comes to budding, stemming, and that stuff, people just basically just people from the ancient era went, yo, why don't we just break this part off and just put a part from this better plant here, and like imagine this. It is the year, I don't know, but it's ancient times. Okay, this trunk is good, but the branches are bad. These branches are good, but the trunk is bad. I take away branches of good trunk tree, and I take away branches of bad trunk tree, and I put it there, and I make better tree. That's basically how it started, yeah. And then it got into DNA and stuff. When we learned about cells, we were like, hey, why don't we use this? So we tried doing it with chemicals at some point. You didn't know that probably. And then when they like discovered DNA and actually figured out how it worked, they were like, why don't we use this? So yeah, that's basically it. Next is nanobots, the main characters, or medical microbots. Now they're basically the new guys in the microbiome, assuming that the micro isn't like it is, they are nano but they're micro. Well, back, well, they all have all the other, you know, all the other kids with the pumped up kicks have like some form of, how do I say this, superpower within them. Viruses are WTF. Bacteria are dominant. Viruses are WTF. Fungi are just basically what we depend on. F you, no gluten people. I know very well that you're just going to say that, but this is a no gluten world. You have modern technology. No, you don't. We like still depend on them. Millions still depend on them. Billions still depend on them. I depend on them. I'm a Filipino. I eat rice. But long story short, yeah, fungi also has a play in that. You didn't know that? Okay. Symbiotes are just really charismatic. They're basically the allied forces. And protists are another WTF, but for completely different reasons. Synthetic biology are just overpowered, and what makes the microbots even special is their use of technology and their how advanced they are. They they possess, once again, a bit of bacteria in them. Yeah, imagine being just bacterium and then you get rejected by a crush, but then nanobots come in and like will turn you into a giga chad and just turn you into a microbot by injecting molecular computers onto you and adding tiny metal components to your system and just making a microbot, a nanobot, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, they're intelligent, so you basically use technology, so that's their main advantage. Rifle love. Oh, and by the way, the graveyard's hood kids are calling me. Bye. I'm gonna go play with the airsoft Glock.